All right, so strap in, everybody, because we are diving into the afterlife with this Beetlejuice sequel deep dive. And oh boy, uh, this plot summary, let me tell you, this plot summary, it does not disappoint. We're talking 36 years, people. 36 years of anticipation
It's true.
building up to this, and a whole new Dietz family dynamic. I mean, twists and turns.
Yeah, it really is more than just a sequel, you know? It's like this whole return to a world that we know, but everything's different.
Exactly. And we're picking up with Lydia, right?
Yes.
Lydia Dietz, all grown up, and her daughter, Astrid.
And that's where all the good stuff comes in, right?
Mhm.
Because it's not just Lydia and her experiences with the supernatural. It's how that all spills over into her daughter's life.
Yeah.
That whole generational thing adds like a whole other layer of stuff to think about.
Totally.
Especially with Lydia being a widow now.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. Widowed. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about with this summary. It's like, bam, little bombshells dropped right in your lap.
Right.
So we got family drama. We've got teenage angst with Astrid, probably. And did I mention there might be a grandchild in the mix?
The family dynamics could be a movie on its own. Lydia, who's always been kind of straddling that line between the living and the dead, now she's got to figure out parenthood with a daughter who might be even more in tune with all that spooky stuff than she is.
Oh, for sure. And that's before we even get to the main man, Beetlejuice.
Right. Speaking of
Mr. Beetlejuice himself.
the ghost with the most, he might be the name on the marquee, sure, but from what we're seeing here, he's not really the main course anymore.
Interesting.
More like an agent of chaos, you know.
Okay.
He's in Lydia's visions. He causes a ruckus when they summon him. Classic Beetlejuice. But it seems like there's someone new trying to steal the show.
Tell me more.
Oh, there's a new ghost on the scene.
Okay.
And this one, Jeremy, he's got a connection to Astrid, like a big one.
Yeah.
He's her dead boyfriend.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and let me tell you, this guy, he is trouble.
Oh, no. What is going on with Astrid's taste in boyfriends? First, it's, whatever went down in the first movie, and now this.
I know, right?
This is rough.
It's a lot.
A deceased boyfriend who also murdered his parents, right? Astrid, girl, you've got to raise your standards.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Jeremy's past is definitely complicated. We know he killed his parents, so.
Yeah.
That automatically makes him a character with some serious baggage, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But there are these hints in the summary that maybe he wants redemption. Or at least to fix some of the bad stuff he did.
Yeah, like what could he even offer at this point?
Well, he promises Astrid he can reunite her with her missing father, Richard.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's a big deal for her.
Huge.
So you got to wonder, is Jeremy being sincere?
It's tough to tell, right?
Absolutely.
Like, is he actually trying to help her or just using her for his own ghostly agenda?
Exactly, and that's what makes this whole good versus evil thing so interesting. Or even, good intentions gone wrong. We don't really know yet if Jeremy is a villain or more of a tragic figure.
Ooh, good point.
I think the movie's going to keep us guessing for a while.
Speaking of guessing, can we talk about the setting for all of this? An afterlife train station, Saturn's moon, Dracula's castle. What is going on?
It's a lot, right?
It's like Tim Burton just threw a dart at a board of crazy places.
Yeah, but and you know there's a reason behind all of it.
I hope so.
The afterlife train station, for example, gives you that sense of like transition,
Okay. Yeah.
journeys, moving between different states, that kind of thing.
We like that.
And then you have Saturn's moon, which is cold, isolated, almost like a visual representation of how Jeremy's feeling inside, maybe.
Okay, whoa, you're blowing my mind here.
Uh-huh.
I admit I was so caught up in the plot itself, I didn't even think about why these places were chosen.
That's what makes these deep dives so fun.
True.
We can geek out on the details, search for hidden meanings, and, of course, speculate wildly.
The best part.
Like Dracula's castle. That can't be a coincidence, can it?
No way.
Is it a nod to classic horror? Playing with ideas of immortality? Or something totally different?
So many questions.
I know. I can't wait to see how it all looks on screen.
Me neither. And on top of all that, we've got ourselves a love triangle. Astrid's got the ghostly ex, obviously. But then there's this Vlad character, who she meets at, you guessed it, Dracula's castle.
Naturally. And it sounds like Vlad has his own plans for Astrid. He's trying to win her over, according to the summary.
Oh, no. Poor Astrid.
Yeah, talk about a tough choice, right? A vampire or a ghost?
I would not want to be in her shoes.
Not to mention, on top of all that, the summary reveals that Lydia's fiancé, Rory,
Yeah.
he's not who he seems. Turns out he's just after her money.
No, seriously. Talk about kicking someone while they're down.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
And it makes you think about everyone's motives, Like, who can you trust? Even the people closest to you can surprise you.
That's classic Burton, though, isn't it?
So true.
Things are never what they seem.
Exactly.
But the biggest surprise for me, how Beetlejuice gets taken down. I was expecting some epic showdown, you know,
Oh, yeah.
ghosts fighting ghosts, all that. But it's something way more unexpected.
Tell me everything.
Apparently, Beetlejuice breaks his own rules, and that's what does him innovate.
Interesting. So it's like his own chaotic energy, his inability to follow any sort of guidelines. That's what leads to his downfall.
Oh, that's good. It's like that saying, live by the sword, die by the sword. But, you know, with the Beetlejuice spin on it.
I love it. It makes you wonder, though, what rules could he have broken that were so important?
Right. Like, what could take down Beetlejuice?
Right, exactly.
Besides Michael Keaton deciding he doesn't want to do another movie.
Uh-huh, exactly. Maybe the rules are tied to his powers somehow.
Ew, good theory.
Or maybe they're more like personal codes he's followed for years. Whatever they are, breaking them clearly has huge consequences in the Beetlejuice universe.
It really makes you think, what could possibly take down a guy like Beetlejuice? But before we get too off track, there's this one part in the summary that really stuck with me, and it involves Lydia. You know that whole nightmare she has about Astrid having Beetlejuice's baby?
Oh, yeah, that was a wild one.
It's like, where did that even come from?
It's such a weird out-of-nowhere image that it's got to be important. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Like on the surface, it plays into those classic horror tropes, you know?
Okay.
Unholy offspring, fear of messed up family lines, all that.
Right, right.
But I think it goes deeper than that.
For sure. I mean, why would Lydia even have that fear?
Exactly.
Is it leftover trauma from her own time with Beetlejuice, or is it something more, I don't know, primal?
Right.
Like a mother's worst nightmare for her kid?
I think you're onto something with that.
You think so?
I think it speaks to this idea of legacy, you know?
Okay.
What we pass on to our kids and their kids.
Right.
Lydia's seen firsthand how much chaos Beetlejuice can unleash. So imagine her seeing that in her grandchild.
Oh, that's terrifying.
It's a nightmare on like every level.
And let's be real, it wouldn't be a Beetlejuice sequel without some creepy kid running around, right?
Exactly. But I think it also ties into this idea of history repeating itself.
Ooh, that's good.
Lydia got pulled into the supernatural when she was young, and now Astrid's going through the same thing.
Wow. Yeah.
Makes you wonder if they can ever escape it, or if they're just stuck with this forever.
That's heavy stuff, man.
It is, right?
And it makes that whole passing the torch thing even more intense.
Totally.
It's not just about facing your own demons. It's about breaking the cycle, you know?
Exactly.
Stopping this from happening to another generation.
Powerful stuff.
This movie is going to be wild. I can already tell.
It's going to be more than just a fun, spooky time, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely.
This one's going to make us think.
Definitely going to have some questions afterward.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
Well, on that note, I think we've done our due diligence with this Beetlejuice deep dive.
I agree.
You've given me so much to think about, and I am so ready for this movie.
Me too.
To all our listeners, thank you so much for joining us on this journey into the afterlife. Keep those theories coming, and whatever you do, don't try summoning any bioexorcists at home.
Please.
Until next time, stay spooky.